And the lady's like, you failed. Hi, it's been a while since I have posted a video, and if you're wondering where I've been for like the past while, I have for the past 2 weeks been trying to finish my driving license, which has had me crying for the past 2 weeks. Quick disclaimer, I'm going to be a bit of a drama queen at the beginning of this video. Hello, editing Miss Otto here. I did not realize how big of a drama queen I sound like. I don't really think I needed to have been this dramatic. But I'm not lying about anything that I'm saying, it's just that I honestly have a very negative memory of getting my driving license the past 2 weeks. Okay, so basically, I started trying to get my driver's license last year, October, and because of COVID and just like my terrible scheduling skills at the beginning, it just ended up taking basically until now. And actually I still haven't finished, but we'll get to that later. So I decided to cram in my spring break all of the rest of the driving classes into 2 weeks so I could just get it done with. But on top of that, I thought it'd be a great idea to put in 6 a.m. work shifts consecutively for 3 days, and then another 2 days after that, like with 1 day in between, which means that I have to wake up at like 5 a.m. And then on top of that, I thought that I could fit in a business project that's due very soon. Basically, that was probably the most stressful 2 weeks. I thought I'd be okay, but I was not okay. That was not the greatest 2 weeks of my life, and I was crying throughout the 2 weeks. And I think it was in part because I was also PMSing, but like, I know a lot of people like driving, and that driving is like really, really fun and everything, and like in movies it looks really fun.
On that drive with the people you love most in this world. And in this moment, I swear, we are infinite.
But I personally do not think I like driving. I don't know, I just had a really hard time driving. I don't think I'm like a good driver, in part because I think too much, and driving just scares me so much. So I don't really think driving is for me, but I got it because I didn't think it'd take this long in October, and then it just took a really long time and just ended up not being something I really liked. So yeah, that was great. But also because I decided to take everything in Japanese, and I am not the greatest at Japanese, so taking car classes, like car vocabulary and everything in Japanese was just, I would say for me personally, double the stress. So sadly though, I don't have my driver's license yet. But before that, I thought I'd just talk to you guys about why the driving license has had me crying. And I think that we are going to need a crying meter over here or over here, and then I'll have my milestones so you kind of understand the entire schedule. The first thing was actually driving classes. Like, I had to finish all of my on-the-road driving classes, and I did not drive for like, I don't know, like a month before these 2 intensive weeks. So I get back to the driving school and they're immediately like, hey, you're on the road. Also, it's nighttime. So I'm on the road, and like I was like passing red lights or like yellow lights. Like, that's really bad, you know, like that's when you know you're kind of a bad driver. But I was like really freaking out over where I was supposed to go and what I was supposed to do, and like all my like curtains and everything was like really bad. The really nice coach that I had with me though was super nice and everything, but he was like, I think you need to take a break. So I'm freaking out on the inside. He's being really nice, but he's also kind of like, are you okay? So I basically started crying in the car. So I went to my car classes. Basically, I was like really just like stressed out and dying, and he was like, okay, I think we need to take a break. So then he's like, let's take a break. So I took a break, and he was like, what happened? Like, are you okay? And I was just so tired by then. I don't know if he could tell, and because I think it's because I had my mask on. So anyways, I'm like crying, like the tears just wouldn't stop, and I'm crying even more because I'm embarrassed and I don't want to be crying. So I'm like, why am I crying? And so I'm crying more. And hopefully I don't think he noticed because I had my mask on. But yeah, that was really embarrassing. And the second time I cried was when I was studying, and I was like, oh my god, I was so stressed with like work and this business project and trying to finish my car license. And I was just crying because I was like, I don't know how I'm gonna balance it all, and just like finishing this was stressing me out. I didn't like driving and everything was in Japanese, and I was just like, what am I trying to accomplish here? Then after that though, I studied really hard, like literally dropped everything else. I luckily passed my in the driving school written exam, which I was super happy about. Basically, if I didn't pass that, I couldn't move on to the next stage, which was to take the practice exam at the driving school. So 2 hours of that practice exam basically passes, and I'm sitting in the car and the lady's like, you failed. I was like, excuse me. But basically, yeah, I failed. And obviously that took a toll on like my confidence in driving, so I was crying in the school trying to reschedule for an extra hour. And then I had that extra hour luckily scheduled in for me on the same day, because the day after that was my final driving exam. And that time it was like I had this other coach, and he was like really nice. And then at the very end of the whole thing, he was like, you need to have more like confidence in yourself. And he was like, you follow the rules way too much, but like you should just trust yourself and be confident. And that's what life is like. And listening to this, I just started crying again. And then the next day was my final exam, which was yesterday actually. And I luckily passed. And I just honestly, like I don't know when the next time I'm going to be driving is, but I am just super happy about that. And now I just need to finish my actual driving written exam, which I just didn't have the time to study for last night with this business project and everything. But hopefully by the end of this video I will have my driver's license.
You should have seen the way that you bloom. I think I saw your face in the moon. I promise I'll be with you as soon as I find a way up, yeah. 'Cause you're farther than a kiss on the phone. There's things about you I'll never know. I hope that one day we'll be in love when you're not far away. You really make me wanna fly.
Got back,
Cross my heart
and
and
there was
hope
like
to
these
die.
things that were sent to me. It doesn't say who it's from.
Lonely, you're the
Open it,
reason
and
why
oh
I can
my
feel
God,
those
so
butterflies
happy.
when I go to sleep at night. When I go to sleep at night. Lonely, you're the reason why I can feel those butterflies when I go to sleep at night. I finally know the reason why, yeah. I'm never really satisfied, yeah. Waking up in paradise, yeah. Without you by my side. Imagine I walk through your doorway. Imagine skipping all the foreplay. Imagine all the stars in one place. 'Cause you really make me wanna fly.
Hey guys, I know that at the beginning of this video I said that at the end of this video I'd have my driver's license, but hopefully by the end of this video I will have my driver's license. But that did not exactly happen the way that I expected it to, and the reason for that is just because I got really busy with the business competition that I mentioned at the beginning of this video, and yes, I just kind of prioritized it. I realized that I was being very dramatic at the beginning of this video, and I think that's just kind of where my mindset was when I filmed it. But I wanted to say that if you want to get your driver's license, or if you're in the process of getting it, like, get that license. Because you can do it, and like you have everything it takes, and your experience is going to be completely different to mine, and like you might really enjoy driving. I mean, that's like different for everybody, but yes, this is really just my experience, and I think that it's like really good to have your driver's license anyways, which is kind of the reason why I took it. So that's just something I wanted to say. And I also wanted to say thank you if you're watching this video or if maybe you've subscribed, because I got a message from YouTube recently that told me I had over 500 subscribers, and I know that might sound like kind of a small milestone, but personally it's pretty big to me, and it's just been really nice having the support and like having fun uploading. So I just wanted to say thank you, and I promise by the beginning or by the next video I'll definitely have my driver's license, so stay tuned for that, and I'll see you in my next video.